Hi everybody! Welcome to another week of Makers Monday. I'm very happy to have you join me this week for a surprise Makers Monday. I am Anastasia Radloff, aka Stampin' Blondie, and thank you for joining me this week. I'm very excited to have you here. Today I'm going to be creating my final projects for my Halloween project series. Over the past month, I've been showing you a great variety of Halloween cards and little 3D boxes and bags. And today I'm going to show you two great Skele-fun fold cards. Now these projects are perfect to give little treats and goodies to anybody special in your life. Always think of those people that we encounter every day that could use just a little bit more love in their life. So if you are joining me live, make sure to comment so I know that you're watching along with me. Let me just refresh my computer here so I can follow along and see that you are all watching with me. It looks like I am live since I'm getting some comments here, but let me just make this a little bit bigger. Make sure to comment, let me know you're watching and where you're watching from. It's always fun to follow along and see where everybody is joining me from this week. If you're watching this via replay on YouTube or here on Facebook, make sure to comment so I know that you were able to watch too. I hope you all had a wonderful week this past week. Unfortunately, as you can see, I did not have my surgery. On Wednesday morning, I got a phone call from my surgeon that he was exposed to COVID and they have had to postpone my surgery. So as of this time, I have no surgery date planned, but I will hopefully find out here in the next couple days when that is going to be happening. But my misfortune is your fortune because today I get to bring you two really fun Halloween projects to round out our Halloween craft series that I've been doing. All right, so let me go ahead and flip the camera. If you're watching, make sure to like, comment, and share this video to be entered to win this week's prize patrol. And I'm gonna flip the camera here and I'll show you the projects and everything here. There we go. So our prize patrol last week was the iridescent pearls. Now, if you're not familiar with what prize patrol is, if you comment that you shared this video and you share the video, you'll be entered to win my prize patrol for the week. It's a free drawing. All you have to do is share the video. So this last week's prize was the iridescent pearls, and our winner this week is Leanne Curvin. So I'm not sure if she's watching with us tonight, but she is our winner for this week's prize patrol. For this coming week's prize patrol, I'm featuring this on my project today. This is the 1/4 inch seam binding ribbon. Now this is a great versatile ribbon to have in your craft stash. So this is a white ribbon. You can change the color of this with Stampin' blends, a sponge dauber, a brayer, and you can change it to any color that is in your project. So having this white ribbon is perfect for beginner crafters or those that don't want to spend a lot of money on different colors of ribbon, because one roll of this and you can match any project that you are going to be working with. So congratulations to Leanne for winning this week's prize patrol of the iridescent pearls. And then make sure to comment and share this video this week to be entered to win the 1/4 inch seam binding ribbon from our annual catalog. A couple quick announcements before I get started on our projects. This is the final days before our designer series paper promotion ends. We have 15% off of select designer series papers from the annual catalog and also the August through December mini catalog. So there are some great projects papers here. We have Christmas paper, a bunch of Christmas paper actually. The 'Tis the Season, Poinsettia Place, Trimming the Town, Of course, my dog Elvis is over here hacking up a lung. He's getting over kennel cough, so don't mind him. And then Toil Tidings, Heartwarming Hugs, and Snowflake Splendor. Those are all perfect designer series papers for Christmas. If you're looking for other papers for beyond Christmas, now is the perfect time to stock up on these DSPs. We have Playful Pets, Playing with Patterns. This is going to be a great pattern paper to have for birthday cards come the new year, and just some really fun different patterns. My favorites, I've shown them off before. The Magic in This Night 12 by 12 designer series paper. We are going to be showcasing this paper today. Oh my gosh, he sounds so gross. I'm sorry. The Peony Garden 12 by 12 designer series paper, which has its a really pretty gray granite and petal pink colors with it. And then also the Playing with Patterns 6x6 that I had talked about, perfect for birthday cards. So if you are wanting to stock up, the link for this is in the description of this video. Make sure to use this week's weekly host code when you check out to receive an extra gift from me. But this ends on Saturday, so if you're wanting to stock up, make sure to do that now because these will go back to full price come Sunday. Now, our two projects today are going to be featuring the Banner Year stamp set. Now, this stamp set is from our August through December mini catalog found on page 65. Now, this stamp set is a photopolymer stamp set, meaning it is completely see-through and clear, so you can see exactly where you're stamping with. Why I love this stamp set. If you are a new beginner stamper, or you don't want to have a lot of stamps in your collection, this is the perfect stamp set for you to have. This encompasses so many different occasions that we have, from Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and even into Valentine's Day. So you can create a variety of projects from one stamp set. This is a $17 stamp set, so it is a great price for as many sentiments and little pictures that you get out of the set. And you can also bundle this with a punch. Now it has this Banners Pick a Punch, and you can create various sized little flagged banners from this one punch. Now I don't have this punch, I just have the stamp set. But this is a great versatile stamp set for anybody who's looking to maximize the use from their purchase. So page 65 of the August through December mini catalog. Now our two projects today, like I said in the description of this video, we are celebrating Skele-fun folds. So some fun fold projects for you today. I have two. This is called a double Z fold card. So I'm going to stand it up so hopefully you guys can see what it looks like. So from the side, it looks like this. It's a double Z folded card. Very simple to create and very fun to create as well. And then this little treat box as well, I put in here a Reese's pumpkin, and I wanted to coordinate my colors of my little box with the packaging of the candy. So I just created this little box for this candy bag, and you can easily hand this out to coworkers, friends, or something, just to kind of give them a little something for Halloween. We are going to work on this project first here, and as always, I have my free PDF found on my blog with all the product names, prices, and item numbers for the projects that we are creating here today. I also have the dimensions of the project so you can create this at home later. And then I highlighted the Magic in This Night designer series paper because that is on sale until the end of this weekend, well, until Saturday. So if you want this PDF, you can click the link in the description of this video, and it has all the details on the products and measurements that I used today. Now I'm going to prop that up here because I'm going to need to reference that for our projects today. So our first project, I'm going to do this double Z fold card. Very simple to create. So I have a piece of basic black cardstock cut at 4 1/4 by 11 inches. So just a regular sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock cut straight down the middle. Now I posted on my Facebook and my Instagram this week about a quick and easy tip when you're scoring your projects. Now, if you're making a bunch of projects at once, if you were to cut and then score, you'd be doing double the work. So one long score line prior to cutting decreases your work time and makes class prep that much easier, especially for me when I'm wanting to create a lot of projects at once. So I've got my piece of basic black cardstock, which is my card base here. And then I have another piece of smoky slate cardstock. Now this is 4 inches by 10 1/4. So you can see here, it's easily gonna be matted onto our paper. Now I'm gonna get out my scoreboard and we are going to score this on the long end. Let me make sure I'm in view for you guys here. And we are gonna score this at 2 inches, or sorry, 2.5, whoops, 2.5, disregard that, we can easily cover that up. 2.5 and 5 inches. Okay, so that is going to be our double Z portion card here. So we're gonna fold this like an accordion. So this part here, you're gonna fold up, the one that was at 5 inches, we're gonna fold that up. And the one that was at 2.5, let me make sure I've got the right one, we're just gonna fold that down. Okay, and that is gonna be our little easel part that we've got right there. Now don't worry, because I scored that wrong, we're easily gonna be able to cover that up by our piece of designer series paper. Now we have 2 pieces of designer series paper. This is cut at 3 3/4 by 5 and also 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. So we're gonna put those down. Oh, forgot my adhesive here. And I'm just going to adhere the big part first using regular Stampin' Seal adhesive, and that's just gonna go right on to the back here. Now, as you can see, I am assembling this first, and then I'm gonna put it onto my base because I want to make sure that this part is all done and it's easier to adhere it once it's all put together, and then adhering it to the card base will be the last part of the project. Now I'm gonna also adhere this smaller piece of pattern paper right to the front here, covering up most of that score line that I messed up on. See, and you can't even tell. Now before I do anything else, I'm gonna add some of this polka dot tulle ribbon. I really like this ribbon, just like the crinkle binding that I showed you earlier. This can be colored into any color to match your project. So what I did is about 20 inches of this polka dot ribbon. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap it around the entire card base. Normally I just do half of it, but I wanna tie this big bow here at the end. So I've got my tulle ribbon and I'm gonna tie the bow off to the side, sticking to my sweater. Yes, I finally got to wear the sweater. So I bought the sweater when I was in Denver a few weeks ago visiting my best friend, and I knew it would eventually get cooler here in Tucson. We've had over 100 days of 100+ degree weather, and today finally it was like 61 degrees outside. So I got to wear this sweater that I bought in hopes of it cooling down sometime soon. So I'm happy I got it. And she got a matching one too, so we're twins. All right, so I'm just kind of making sure my ribbon is exactly how I want it, and then I'm gonna trim off the edges at an angle. And I wanna make sure it's more towards the side because I want my Cajun Craze stitched circle to be able to be fully seen, so I'm just gonna move that off to the side a bit. Yes, Cindy, it is finally nice outside. I'm so happy. It is about time. It's so hot. So I pre-cut a piece of Cajun Craze cardstock using the stitched shape dies. Now this is the second biggest circle die that I had in the pack. And then I also pre-cut, this is from the Hippo and Friends die cuts. Now there's a coordinating stamp set that you can get with this, but look at how many dies you get in this set. There's so many great label options in here. This is really why I got this. These stitched frames here are perfect, and then the coordinating Hippo stamp set is just so cute. So this is from the Hippo and Friends, and it's the second biggest size here as well. And I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of my little circle here, and I'm going to put them one on the top and one on the bottom. So I'm going to straddle the ribbon with my dimensionals, and that'll hold my circle down, but then not interfere with the ribbon at all there. So just put that right there on top of the ribbon. Now for our stamping, I am going to do the Happy Haunting in Cajun Craze, and then our bat and spider webs are gonna be in Tuxedo Black Memento ink. I wanna stamp my Happy Haunting first. Then this gives me exactly where my spider webs and everything can go, because on this project, I don't want them to overlap with each other. Candy is watching in her hot tub. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. When it's nice and cool outside and you're in the hot tub, that sounds like a great time. I hope you're having fun, Candy. That sounds amazing. All right, and now our spider web in Memento ink. Close up my Cajun Craze so I don't get that all over my fingers. And I'm just going to use, just gonna use this underneath, because I'm gonna stamp my spider webs off a little bit, so I don't want to get that onto my table. There we go. And our bats. I have a spare piece of Whisper White cardstock here that I'm going to stamp my bats with, and I'm just gonna fussy cut the bat out. Luckily, this is a really easy thing to fussy cut. If you're not too familiar with what fussy cutting is, it's just cutting out with scissors. And you can get as intricate or detailed or not as possible with fussy cutting. I'm just doing quick cuts here. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be perfect with fussy cutting. That's the best part. Quick and easy just to cut this out. Now we used this stamp set during my holiday Stampin' Bingo that I had. And if you missed out on Stampin' Bingo when we had it, good news is it'll be coming back in January. Normally this is an event that I host 3 times a year in person here in Tucson. And it always sells out. It's such a fun time. But this past time we had it via Zoom, and it was so exciting. And I know everybody had a great time when I held bingo. But for 2021, I'm trying to bring back, of course, in person, but I'll continue with online for my faraway friends. But also, instead of 3 times a year, I will be doing bingo 4 times a year. So it is always a fun customer event that I have. And I know my team members love it. So keep an eye out. January is when that will be coming. So just save the date for the end of January, the last Saturday in January. I don't have the date off the top of my head, but it's gonna be the last Saturday in January. So always fun. I'm gonna use a little basic black mini dimensional here on the back of the bat. And just put him right there. And we have our cat. So this cat is actually a punch. It is in our annual catalog. We used to have a coordinating stamp set. I think we don't anymore. I can't remember off the top of my head. But we have this cat punch still, and I created some little spooky eyes on the cat. You can see here, nice and fun. And this is using the Elegant Faceted Gems. So I wanted the eyes to have, I didn't want it to be too shimmery like our rhinestones. Make sure I'm putting the cat down the same way. I didn't want it to be too shiny like our rhinestones, but I wanted to look, you know, kind of spooky. So our Elegant Faceted Gems, these are what they look like. They have clear and then kind of like a pearl color and then some shimmer. So I'm going to use the clear dots, the two small ones, just to put that right in the eye section. Oops. Right there. Just for a little fun. Now you could get really fancy and put a bow on the cat's neck and everything, but I thought I didn't want to take away from the spooky eyes. So I just did that. Now we're gonna use our, oh, I put dimensionals on the back of this. We're gonna use dimensionals on the Z fold part to make this a double Z fold card. And one in the middle. And this is gonna be a great project. You can mail this card. It may need a little bit extra postage depending on how thick you make it. Make sure my folds go in the right way. And then right there in the middle. So that is what it looks like from the side view. You can see. Now this is a really fun project to create for birthday cards. You could even write your sentiment down here. You could add extra stuff on the inside. You know, you could do a whole bunch of different things with this project. But this is our first Skele-fun fold card for the night. I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think. Linda loves the little googly eyes, so I thought that was fun for our project. All right, let's clean some of this up and get ready for our second project. Now this one is that little Reese's pumpkin box here. Now these little Reese's pumpkins I just got at Walgreens. You can find a bunch of little individual candies. So for the past few weeks I've shown you the Reese's Franken cups. We did the apple pie Kit Kats. I did a couple other Halloween stuff, but these were all found at Walgreens. So they have the best little candies for different seasons. And I find that they get a good variety of different things. That's really fun. All right, so for this project here, I'm gonna put this, laying it down so you guys can see. I have a piece of Gorgeous Grape cardstock. Now this is 5.5 by 8.5. What this is I just took a regular piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. Now the last one I cut, you know, long ways. This one is going straight across. This is a great way if you're creating a project with a card, a regular card on one side, you can cut the other half and create this little box, and you have a candy box and a card to give to somebody after one piece of cardstock, so it's perfect. I also have a piece of pumpkin pie cardstock. Now this is 8.5 by 1/2 inch. Just a little scrap of piece of paper, and that's gonna go around the outside. Now I'm gonna show you how I scored this here. So we have our paper, and I did this on the Whisper White so you guys could see a little better. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna score at 1.5, 4, 5.5, and 8. So let's do that here first. Very simple. Scoreboard is perfect for this. Again, if you don't have one of these, it's great. So we've got the 1.5, the 4, get my guide out, 5.5, and 8. And you're gonna flip it and you're gonna score again at 1.5. So that creates what we have here. So we're gonna move our scoreboard off to the side and work on this part. Now I did this little squiggly line here because this is the part we're gonna cut off, this whole little tab section here. And we're also gonna cut to that first score line at these 3 lines here. So we're gonna cut this little tab off. And this is a very simple box to put together. And then you're just gonna cut to the first score line, cut to the first score line here, and once more. Cindy, you found the apple pie Kit Kats. What did you think? Did you like it? I was not a fan. I didn't like the apple pie Kit Kats. I like regular Kit Kats. You know, stick to the original. You can't go wrong with those. All right, we're gonna take our bone folder and crease up all of our lines here. And do that. And this here. Now, if I was using this big size, you can see my pumpkin wouldn't be shown very well here. So what I'm going to do, as you can tell, I trimmed my top down about an inch from the top. So while my paper is 5.5, I'm gonna make it 4.5 for my top portion here. So I'm just gonna take my trimmer and cut off an inch. Now this all depends on if you want your candy to be seen more, if you have a bigger piece of candy. It just depends on what size, but I like to trim mine down just so that my Reese's would stick out a little bit better and you could actually see the coloring of the package for that. All right, what you need for this is tear and tape. This is the perfect tape for putting together quick and easy boxes. So actually, before I put this together, I want to stamp it. So I am using the bat and the spider web again. And for the spider web, I am doing Gorgeous Grape, and my bat is, of course, the black. So I just did random stamps of my spider web. You don't have to have a special pattern for this. It's just kind of all over there, quick and easy. Now in those missing areas is where I'm gonna go in and stamp the bat. So that is kind of a fill-in section for that missing area for your spider webs. So just fill in the bat in those sections. This is a quick and easy craft that you can do with kids as well. They can get as detailed as you want. Of course, you may have to help them with scissors and cutting, but you can have these pre-scored and pre-cut, and they can easily put these together with some stamping. Just quick and easy little stamps there. All right, now that is where we're going to use our tear and tape. So where did I put my tear and tape? I put it away. There we go. So we're gonna put some right here on the outside of this little tab. And I need to order more tear and tape. I am almost out. There we go. And then we're gonna flip it over and we're gonna put it on one of these tabs. Oh, I forgot to fold up my tabs here. Bone folder those. You definitely want a bone folder or some kind of hard surface edge for this project, because you really want your lines to be nice and crisp when you put those together. All right, I like to use my Take Your Pick tool to get off the adhesive for the tear and tape. Very quick and simple. And I'm gonna fold this over onto my project. So what I like to do is I keep the tab side on the bottom and I bring this side to line it up. Now, tear and tape is not permanent, so if you do mess up a little bit, you can lift it up. You just want to be very careful because it can tear your paper. It is, I mean, it's very tacky, but it won't keep if you leave it on there. Okay, so I've got my tabs, the little tabs, I've got those tucked in. I've got one tab and I'm gonna put some tear and tape right there on that one. So we've got that's one of the middle tabs. and just some right there on the edge. And that'll keep our bottom glued together. There we go. And you can kind of, you know, push your fingers in there and kind of push everything together just to make it level. Now you can see my box, my original has these little kind of gift bag look to it. So these are very simple to do. So what I did is I just squeezed the edges and then just pinched it to make it into a little gift bag look. Now, if you're doing like little pieces of candy, like Hershey Nuggets or those little Hershey miniatures that are really, really good, you can put some of those in there and you could hole punch and just tie a ribbon through this and you would be done. But I liked these little bags. I had some of these little leftover treat bags from a vendor fair I did last year. And I just made this little gift bag. So I'm gonna create this middle section here. So what I did, I have, like I said, this 8.5 by 1/2 inch piece of pumpkin pie cardstock. And it's not scored. I'm not gonna be doing any scoring on this. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna loosely wrap it around the project so that I can see where it's going to fold. And just kind of put that on there. And then I'm gonna stamp my sentiment. This will ensure that this is all lined up here and that I'm not gonna be off center there. Now I did my original sentiment in pumpkin pie, so tone on tone, but today I'm gonna do that in the Gorgeous Grape, just because I want it to stand out a little bit more from my little wraparound piece that I did. So this says, "A treat so sweet," and I thought this was perfect for the Halloween candy. And we're just gonna stamp that right in the middle. I see Leanne is joining us. She missed the first part of this video where she was the winner of the iridescent pearls from last week's prize patrol. So I'm glad she was able to join us. So there you go. Congratulations, Leanne. I know you're watching in freezing cold Denver tonight, and I don't miss that part of Denver. So I'm just gonna make sure that the lines here are all straight because I just estimated before. You can see estimating it was a little off center. So I'm just gonna crisp everything up and I'm gonna wrap it around the box here. So for this, I'm gonna use our liquid glue. A little goes a long way. I didn't want to use regular adhesive on this because I want to make sure that I can get my glue just right where I want it. So I'm going to put that there and wrap around to the back. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back tab here and overlap them together. See, I added a little bit too much glue. That's okay. This dries clear, so if you do add too much glue, you'll be fine, and you can just kind of smudge it around in there. All right, so there is the front of our box. Now let's do the little bats. Again, I'm going to fussy cut these out. I wanted to do 2 this time so that they can be popped up from the project. So we've got our first bat and our second one. Again, fussy cutting, these are very quick and simple to fussy cut. Normally fussy cutting is not my favorite, but these are very easy to cut out. So we're gonna just go quick around the bat. So does anybody have fun Halloween plans? I know I was supposed to be cooped up at home recovering, so I don't have anything planned for Halloween. My husband and I got to go to the pumpkin patch this weekend. I didn't think I was get to go to that this year. So that pink glue stand, is that Stampin' Up? No, this is not Stampin' Up. So I got this at the Stampin' Scrapbook Expo when I went last year in Mesa, but these can be found on Etsy. They're 3D printed and they hold your glue upside down, so it's always at the point of your the glue tip, and it makes it very easy to get your glue out. So Tammy, go to Etsy, and I think you can find some great 3D printed glue stands. If you just want to search, you know, 3D printed glue holder, or, you know, Tombow liquid glue holder, you'll find so many different varieties. But yeah, those are, you can get them on Etsy. It's 3D printed. It's actually the second 3D printed thing I've ever gotten. Linda, who's watching, got me a 3D printed little paper holder that matches the paper holders that I have in the back there, and it's so cute and tiny. It just sits on my desk, but I love that. So yeah, you can get some good things on Etsy. I got some neon watercolor paints on Etsy this past week. Kind of a was gonna be cooped up kind of thing, but that's okay. So my mom is gonna go trick-or-treating with my little baby niece. Well, she's not a baby anymore, she's 1, but she's got the cutest little Halloween costume. But what else? Tammy, yes, your lids are always filling up. Headed to Etsy right after you're done. Yes, support local business, shop on Etsy. They've got some great stuff on there. Okay, so we've got our little bats here, and I'm just gonna use regular little mini dimensionals on the back. These are the black ones. Again, turn that sideways so you guys can see it. And I put just a couple fun ones there, and another one here at the bottom. And then to finalize the project, I could have put another bat or stamped something back there, but that's okay. So these are the iridescent pearls. We're gonna put those right on either side. And then now these bags are not Stampin' Up. We don't have ones that are this small, but if you wanna recreate this project, these are 3" by 5" clear bags. You can get them online, probably Etsy has them as well. But I just put one little Reese's pumpkin, and then I tied that Whisper White seam bind ribbon into that, and that will just fit right there. Now you can make little placeholders for Thanksgiving. You can make fall decoration ones, Christmas ones. I know they make Christmas Reese's trees, so this would be perfect for some Christmas ones. But this is our second project with our Skele-fun folds for this week's Makers Monday. So let me know what you like, if you like our cat project more, or this little treat bag. But this wraps up our Halloween project series for this year. Thank you all, everybody, for joining me for another week of Makers Monday. Because I still don't have a rescheduled surgery, I'll be back here next Monday at 5 p.m. Arizona time, which will actually be on Mountain Time next week. So join me for another week of Makers Monday, where we get started with our thankful projects for November. I can't believe it's November already. I'll be featuring some new out of publication projects that are available starting November 1st, and are a sneak peek from our new January through May mini catalog. I hope you all have a wonderful Halloween, and I will see you next week for another Makers Monday. Bye!